Hello and welcome to the Persistor deployment video. In this video, we will be showing you how to configure and deploy the Persistor and its components. The prerequisites for deploying Persistor are the previously created resources in the initial setup video. Those are input topic and subscription for Persistor, the indexer topic and subscription, and the service account with appropriate roles. The last thing left to create is storage, which Persistor will use for storing all the messages in their original format. Persistor needs two buckets, one for valid messages and one alternative bucket for storing messages that couldn't be processed. The suggested names for those buckets can be Persistor Bucket and Persistor Bucket Alternative. This is our cluster. Just write down storage and choose Cloud Storage and click Create. The first bucket will be Persistor Bucket. We're going to choose the multi-region, but in Europe. Our class will be standard, and access control will be uniform. Click Create and enforce public access prevention on this bucket. Click Confirm. Now we will create the second bucket, which will be just the same in Europe. Choose the same settings as the previous ones and click Create. Now we have created our buckets and all resources are ready. One last thing left to do before deployment is configuring the YAML files. Parameters that need to be set are listed here and marked in the YAML files as well. Pub project and project ID are both IDs of the GCP project. Indexer URL is Indexer API's external IP address, and we'll show how to get it later in the video. Sub-ID stands for Persistor's and Indexer's respective subscriptions. Indexer topic is the topic where Persistor sends the metadata to Indexer. And lastly, Bucket ID and Alt Bucket ID are buckets where Persistor stores its data and which we just created. Once the YAML files are modified, we can deploy Persistor and its components. In order to do that, simply connect to your cluster and run kubectl apply. Firstly, we apply the Persistor Mongo API YAML file in order to deploy the Indexer API and the Mongo database. On the Workloads page, we can see that the pods are deploying. Next, we need to get the Indexer API's external IP address as mentioned earlier. To do so, we run the following command. Once we have the external IP address, we can copy that and set the value in the Persistor core YAML file. Save the changes and apply the Persistor core file. The Workloads page shows that all pods are running and that Persistor and its components, the indexer and the resubmitter, have successfully been deployed. We can check the logs in Persistor deployment. As we can see, the component is successfully initialized and running. Many thanks for watching this video. For more information, please visit www.syntio.net.